Hello, my darlings. How are you? How is everything in your world? As tumultuous as it is in mine, I bet you're all going through similar things. The universe looks like it's taken itself and it's turned itself up on its head, and some of us, or a lot of us, don't know whether we're coming or going. And certainly the events of this last week for all of us, me in my own personal life and the things going on around me, which have been very, very tumultuous. Getting the cards out while I'm talking to you. I'm going to be doing a bit of a shuffle. I'm going to do a bit of shameless self-promotion, and about our new area of being able to donate to our channel. Thank you, those who have already donated. I so appreciate you, and I welcome all of you back to the channel, and all of you new people who have joined and helping us build our base, our platform, build our channel, because that's what we're attempting to do, or we're looking to do, inch by inch, bit by bit. There's my little earth angels in their chairs, being very quiet at the moment. So let's hope it stays like that and they don't get into fighting, or not fighting, but they don't get into going, time to play, let's play now, while she's on the air. So hopefully that's not happening. The other little one over in her chair, who's got her back to us. Oh no, that's the front of her, and she's curled up in a little ball, sound asleep after whimpering for about the last 20 minutes. And I was thinking to myself, oh, I'll never get to do this video, and it certainly won't be in peace if I try. Okay, enough about the earth angels, but they're here and we love them, and I acknowledge them for being here. Okay. Oh, it's been a tumultuous few days. It's been emotional. It's been challenging for me on a personal level, but that's okay, because it's challenging for most of you, I would think, at the moment on a personal level. So you're in my heart, because I know how difficult it is to stay in a positive space and be very positive about our lives and about the things that are going on around us, and to be supportive of, be supportive of others, and support those around us who are going through, quite difficult times as well. So I was tempted to have a week off. I have to tell you, I was very tempted. But no, I'm just driven on to do this video every week, and to be building this channel and building those things around me, and participating in your lives, hopefully. And I know that you allow me into your lives, and that's a wonderful, wonderful thing for me. So I'm thanking all of you. I've asked my personal assistant to put the link for the donation on the video, so that you'll know what to click on and where to go. Not to be brash and, branding it all around, but just to be more helpful to those who are maybe not so techno savvy, and go, oh, hang on, I'd like to give you a couple of bob. Where do I do that, and how do I do it? So we're putting it on the video itself, so hopefully it'll be a bit more pronounced, and it's a bit, a bit more about us, promoting ourselves. And your donations are heartfelt and so appreciated, because it does help things to keep going and to keep things rocking over. Now, the title of today's message is I'm definitely into, as I said on one of my other videos, was that last week, the week before, pardon me, I'm definitely into being pro-democracy. So I'm all about supporting what's going on in the United States because it affects us. I know that you probably may have heard this or not heard it, but our last elections, when your fellow over there, heinous Trump, was president, he tried interfering in our elections here in Australia, on our last elections. And if he was to get into power again, he'd certainly be having another go at it and trying to interfere in our politics. So even though we go, and I'd like to think that, oh, well, whatever, they'll sort it, and it'll be what it'll be. It's not that simple, and it's not that easy for us all. And we're not living in a time when we can simply just go, oh, well, it doesn't matter, and who cares? And somebody else will sort it out. It's not up to me. And that's just a load of crap and BS, because we all have to be part of what's right and what's the right thing to do. And this is not about the politics of everything and your politics and all the rest of the, oh, I'd like to swear, bunch of BS and rubbish. This is a turning point in the world, and it's a turning point in America's world. I mentioned one other time on a video about this end of this cycle of 246 or 48 years. It is the cycle that's ending, that Pluto is coming out of and going into this age of Aquarius, moving across the skies. And it's significant, it's profound, and it's going to affect all our lives and is affecting our lives, whether we like it or not. Is the changing of the guard. It's out with the old and in with the new, and that means what we've just seen in the US. And President Biden absolutely, he did the right thing. I think I said on the last reading that I did that there was certainly, it would certainly be touch and go. It'd be, I was hoping, emotionally, I was hoping, and from a sentiment point of view, I was hoping that he'd be there, but I knew at some time, because everything pointed to it, at some time he would step aside. And I thought maybe he might stay in to win the election and then step aside. But anyway, the universe says otherwise, darlings. And the universe has said that this changing guard, the changing of the guard, the out with the old, the in with the new, on so many levels is happening as we speak. Now, today I'm going to have a little look at Kamala Harris, and I believe, of course, I do believe, I'm going to have a look at the cards for her, and I'm going to put those out right now. I'm going to put, okay. Oh, okay, good. Glad to see that one coming out. Okay, the Moon card came out, the Knight of Swords, the 10 of Swords, and the Victory card. Now, the Moon card's a little bit, I think it's sort of sitting in the just past with her. The Moon card is a little bit of a concern, in so much as it's, there's been this fraction going on, and certainly behind her as well. There's been some stuff around, I suspect this says so, that there's been stuff going on around, it's not it's not a lay down misere. It's not 1000% or 100% that everybody is behind her. There are others who have their agenda, who want their agenda met before they endorse her. And there's some of that going on. But in general, there's this whole, moving ahead. She certainly didn't do this lightly. These cards are telling me she never took this lightly. She's had a lot of, or a few sleepless nights over it, and wondered whether this was what she should do. Probably had a chat with her family about that in relation to that. But this victory card here in outcomes says to me that she'll be victorious, and she'll be the first. It'll be an historical occurrence in the US. She will be the first woman president of the United States of America. Now, the Pleiades, many years ago, I think I've banged on about this a few times, the Pleiades many years ago said that there would be a woman president in the United States. Then there'd be what they called an antichrist. Well, you've had the antichrist. I think it went backwards a little bit. That may have been also in keeping with this cycle in the heavens that's would line up as well. So she'll become president of the United States, and she'll do that resoundingly with women voting for her and the women being behind her. And I'm certainly behind her. I'm all for the changing guard. I'm all for somebody with her values and somebody like her to become president of the United States. And I'm very excited about a woman becoming president of the United States. That brings a whole new energy and a whole new thing to that. So that is very exciting. She will be victorious at getting the nomination. She'll bring that home, and she'll go on with this 106 or 7 days or whatever that's left, and she'll give the other blokes a shake up, because right now they're wafting on. Of course, they're going to do what they always do in every situation that's ever confronted them. They're talking about taking it to court and making it a legal matter and all that sort of stuff. That's how they handle everything. But there's nothing illegal about what's going on here. They mightn't like it. They weren't prepared for it. And, the other fellow won't particularly like coming up against Kamala Harris, who's prosecuted a lot of people like him. After all, he is a felon, whether you like it or not. He's a criminal, and he's been prosecuted for rape, and and that wasn't a get-up. That's nonsense. He has been prosecuted for rape. He nearly didn't win the 2020 election, or 2016 election, because of the things that he said and the demeaning things he said about women, and how any woman could vote for a man who says those demeaning things about women is bloody beyond me. But anyway, there you have it. Some women do. But that's beyond my capabilities and my thinking. Okay, let's have a little look at, I'm not sitting here with a pad in front of me and a pen telling me about her possible VP picks, but let's just look at them. I'm going to look at 3 of them. I'm going to look at the fellow in Tennessee, I think it is. And then there's a guy in Arizona, and there's also another fellow in Pennsylvania, I think. Pennsylvania. So let's take a little look at them. Oh, I'm going to put those cards down because, okay, so I'm looking at the first fellow in Tennessee. The cards have just thrown up the strength card, and they've thrown up this wands card here. And whoever she picks, they're certainly going to need some strength. Once again, we're bringing out this card because of what's going on. It's not surprising. There's a lot of thinking going on around all this. They're all a bit, everybody's in thinking mode. So this is a bit emotional for the fellow in Tennessee, that young man there. It's an emotional time for him because this is about, he's looking at his family, he's looking at his life, he's looking at those around him that he really loves and cares about, and he'd have to be thinking about what that means to his family and what that means to those around him. So I think there's quite a bit of stuff going on with that. He's a very progressive person. He'd probably be pretty good insofar as he's all about getting things done. He's a doer. He's about getting things done. He wants to get on with things. He cares. He's an emotional soul. He cares about people. He cares about his constituents, and he cares about America and, the policies and the things that are going to make people's lives better. So in that way, he's a good running mate, I think, for Kamala Harris. And I think that he's certainly going to have to muster up the strength for this. He's aware of a lot of things, but he's had a lot of thinking going on around this, and he still has. So it'll be very interesting. I think that there's a possibility in there for him, but I'm not saying that it's a definite. And yes, he's the one. He shines out. He's the one that's he's going to be her running mate. But whoever it is going to be somebody who, thinks like she does, because that's how Kamala Harris came to be her, the running mate with Joe Biden, because she thinks like he does and she has similar values to him. Now I'm shuffling the cards again. So that's the fellow from Tennessee, I think he is. Now I'm going to jump and go to the fellow in Arizona. I'm going to go to that man in Arizona, and I'm going to take a little look at his cards and see how that will work. But believe you me, okay, the card that's jumped out is the Hierophant. So that's an interesting card, the Hierophant. Interesting card for him. I'm going to stick that in the middle, and I'm going to take a little look at okay. All right. Okay. All right. So he's got here we go here, Two of Cups, the World card, and the High Priestess card, and the Hierophant. 3 major arcana cards came out in just a 4-card reading. Which is pretty amazing. So let me just encapsulate this. I'm going to encapsulate it. There is definitely a symbiotic relationship here between that man and Kamala Harris, and how that would work, and how that would what's the word I'm looking for? Yes, it's a I'm not going to say it's a match made in heaven, but I suppose in a way it is. But it's definitely they're definitely on the same wavelength, the two of them, and that's really important to Kamala Harris because she's the sort of woman that she'll be looking for, as I said, she'll be looking for a running mate that has similar values and is very similar to her. The High Priestess card came out, which is very interesting, and it says to me that he's probably, he himself has got some, I'm not going to say secrets, but he's got some things himself that are really, really important to him. And I don't know that they're not a known thing. Can I put it that way? Can I say to you that it's not like it's being brandished around and everybody knows that. It's something that he himself has. And he has a strong connection to self. He's got a strong connection to what's right and what's wrong. And he has a strong connection to his own inner self. And the World card says to me that there's a good outcome for that. So it'll be interesting as this unfolds, because these cards are really, really lovely cards, and it'll be very interesting as this unfolds to see if that's the way that he goes. He's been touted to be in the running. Does he want it? There's a couple of cards here that, I'm saying that I think there'll be a decision there for him as to whether he really, really wants this. That'll be the only drawback for him. But the World card says that it's a great outcome. So it'll be very interesting. I'm going to watch that with great interest because those cards are very interesting. Now, do another little shuffle, and this time I'm going to do a reading for, I'm going to do a reading around the fellow in Pennsylvania. Now, I don't know what's coming up there, but I'm getting stuff around that. I'm going to reserve what I'm going to say around this until I get some cards out of the pack here in relation to it. I should have written down these people's names because I'm not good at them. I need to write them down. Okay, first card out. I love it. The Fool card is the first one out. Yes. Okay. Nine of Wands came out. The Knight of Wands. He's a go-go, this fellow. He's a go-go. And the Ace of Wands has come out as well. And any other cards that would have been there sitting on the top of it are all wands. So this fellow is all about new growth. He's all about doing things that will grow the economy, grow his constituency, grow his following, grow what's happening there in Pennsylvania. I think he's about winning over some people. There's a big opportunity for him here. This will be a very, very interesting thing. And the Fool card, I really love the Fool card because the Fool card is all about stepping out in faith and in trust. And I think that The only thing that I believe will hold him back on this, being this consideration, is he's committed to the growth of what he's doing. He's really committed to his the job he has at hand already, and I'm not sure that he's so enamored or would be so enamored with being taken away from that to become Vice President of the United States. As fabulous as that would be, it's not necessarily, I feel, for this man, it's not necessarily something that he personally, pardon me, is going to grab with open arms, open hands. I'm not sure about that. Okay, that gives you a little bit of a run-in on what's going on. It's been a very, very, very tumultuous time. It's been a time of, I've been quite, I've had quite an emotional time with all this. And the other morning when, here in Australia, when, early, it was, Joe Biden had stepped down from being the nominee. And for me, I was disappointed personally. But I have to tell you that what a very selfless, wonderful person that he is, and he'll go down in history for this. He's just done a wonderful, wonderful thing for his own particular party, but more, he's done a fabulous thing for America, because he sees the way forward. He sees the changing of the guard. He understands about making way for the new, and he understands about supporting and doing the best for his country. And not thick on the ground, are they, darlings? These people who, in any situation, whatever situation it is, the people who will step out of the way for the betterment of those around them, or for a particular thing that's going on, they won't relinquish the limelight. And when you hold the most powerful position in the world, I guess that, we've seen it, we know it, we see it in the other bloke, the nutter. People's egos running rampant. I mean, I just scratch my head how, this fellow Vance, where the hell did they get him? But anyway, they get what they deserve, that mob, because they got exactly what they deserve in, getting him. It's the money. It was all about the money. It's all about the grift. Bring the bloke along who's got, and that's amazing too. Why would somebody who has come out, and who is, who is a gay person, why, and not a closet person, I mean out, why would that person support anybody who will totally wipe out their rights? Or do they just have so much money they don't care? If it doesn't go well, they've got plenty of money, they can ride the storm, whereas the average person couldn't do that. Very, very interesting stuff, and very interesting things that are going on in the world. I'm not doing a reading for any of you gorgeous, gorgeous, wonderful people that support me and come along each week. My energies are a bit low today, I don't want to, but so many things are going on for so many of us, and I had a bit of anyway. Look, things are trying. to say the least. There's been some very trying issues, family issues and issues around me. And it seems lately there's always bloody something. And, you know, I'm struggling like all of you to lift my energies and keep my energies in an uplifted and positive space, because we all know that spirit people, the non-physical, comes to us through a very, you know, thin veil. And when our energies are quite low, it's difficult to connect to them. It's difficult to connect to, you know, spirit and those energies and all those things that are wanting to impart information and wanting to give us, you know, things to pass on to one another. But we're all light beings. We're all here. We're all at this time. We chose to be here. That's exciting. We chose to be here at this time, and we chose to be part of all that's going on and all of this. We chose to be here. So for each and every one of you who is all about freedom for yourselves, freedom for women, freedom for the future, God damn it, we can't go back. I mean, you know, all this other, it's this other bloke and all this stuff that's going on, you know, would take all of you back to, you know, way back in time. Why the bloody hell would you want to do that? You've come so far forward. You know, a lot of those rights have been hard fought by people who have gone before you, and why wouldn't you want to support that and support their efforts and support what they did and what they've done and what they've achieved for you to be able to live the life and live the way that you live right now? And nothing's perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect, and it's not like you don't have issues there, like we do everywhere with, you know, healthcare, taking care of the elderly, because we have a aging population. Yes, we do. And taking care of our elders, taking care of healthcare, taking care of daycare for children, so women have the right to work and do the things they need to do, our environment, our animals. I'm telling you, it's a big job and it's a big agenda. And, you know, stay uplifted, stay in the game. Don't be afraid to speak up and speak out. And certainly don't put up with any crap from, you know, as I said last time, old blokes trying to rule the roost, and, you know, maniacs trying to take over and tell women what they shouldn't do, and staying in relationships and marriages because, I've heard some rubbish in my life as I grew up from, you know, some of the silly blokes around me. But to hear them in the world we live in today, I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted by some of the crap I hear. But not from you guys. I love you. I care about you. Please keep subscribing if you haven't already. Subscribe, please, because we need the numbers, and onwards and upwards. And thank you to Chrissy in Minnesota. Thank you. Thank you to Martin in the UK. Thank you to Mandy in the UK. Thank you to the gorgeous lady in Cape Town. Don't worry about all the weather patterns and all that, darling. That'll pass. It's all part of the heavens, the movement in the heavens. Just see it as above, so below. We are seeing both happening. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to Nick at the House of Prayer in Pennsylvania. And I love you all. Thank you. And I'll see you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis. Enjoy.